What's up YouTube? For today's video we have a full shiny black Pokemon team. Now I picked 6 shiny black Pokemon out. I've got some really good sets for these ones, and people, these battles were really good. Make sure you stick around for the whole thing. I will guarantee you'll get some good entertainment out of it. Now the question for today, what is your favorite black Pokemon? Can be shiny, can be normal palette as well, it doesn't matter. Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to see which one is the most popular. Any theme teams would be amazing too, and feedback on the video would be wonderful. If you love these theme teams, people, don't be afraid to give that like button a little tickle. So now we have a battle on my chat. This one was against Skylar. If you guys do want to battle me, that's in the description of the video. I take battles there at a random time every day. So we have Jirachi lead. I'm leaning off with my physical Oricorio. Now Jirachi is a little bit scared of that. I know it's pretty overpowered. So now we have the Tyrant coming in, which is pretty good because I can hit it with a U-turn. Now I've also got Focus Sash as the item, and it's a good thing I actually went for the U-turn there, as you know, my item didn't actually get burned up. But more on that Oricorio set as the battle goes on. So now I'm swapping in my Furfrou, which is this is actually a speedy special attacker. It gets some nice special moves, and I wanted to try it out again. Obviously, I've done this one before, but it's a little bit different to a couple of my other sets. I've done similar ones, but it's similar. So we got the Echoed Voice Metronome set. Obviously, I've also got Surf on this one too, since Tyrant has amazing special defense in the sand, and my special attack is basically garbage. It doesn't really do a lot to me. I've also got Dank Pulse and Hyper Voice. Nice getting through those subs. So obviously the ability is Fur Code, and Metronome is the item. So the Tyrant is going to use Toxic against me. It's got leftovers too, so it's telling me it's obviously it's a bulky set. There's no way in this wide world I'm going to be able to get bust through with Surf at all. Even the crit's not going to do much. And it could have, who knows, it could have, Rest Sleep Talk. Could be a classic Pimpnite. Anyway, so swapping that one out and going into Diancie. Now this is definitely the best Pokemon on my team. This team was full of gimmicks as usual, but this is definitely the solid Pokemon and was MVP in a lot of the games. So Tyrant is going to go for the payback there, not doing any damage to me at all, getting a little bit of leftover recovery too. So on this set, I've got, it's mostly standardish kind of moves. We've got a max health and max special attack. I've got Assault Vest on this to make it really bulky. I've got Ancient Power to get that scummy boost. We've got Moonblast. I've got Psyshock so I can hit things on the defensive side too, and I've also got Earth Power as well, which is pretty dang handy on it. So going for the Earth Power on the Jirachi, it's going to eat a berry and get lots of its health back, which is unfortunate. So I was thinking I could go for another Earth Power here, or I could swap out, because obviously I am very weak to steel type moves that would just absolutely destroy me. It's going to set up the Trick Room, so I'm like, Trick Room Jirachi, that's interesting. So I don't really like that matchup at all, especially with Trick Room on the field. So I'm going to, not that I'm a fast Pokemon myself, it's just like the 4 times weakness that was kind of scaring me. And now the Jirachi, instead of going for Iron Head, is going to go for, or just a steel type move in general, is going to go for the U-turn on my Furfrou. Since I've got Fur Code, I'm going to tank that one rather nicely. So now we've got the God of Gen 5. Obviously this team is referring to all the gens and what Pokemon was, I guess, more like dominant in that gen. If you don't know, if you didn't play Gen 5, weather like Drizzle and stuff was permanent, right? It didn't just last for 5 turns, it was permanent. So Weather Wars, man, that was so broken back then. Anyway, so it's going to be a physical set. I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice. It basically does donkeys. I know that's got good special defense, but I'm guessing this was like, I'd say this would be a max health, max attack, Brave Nature Politoed working under Trick Room. Very nice set anyway. Now it's going to finish me off with the Brick Break. So that is my Furfrou down. Another good move Politoed can have, the physical side, is Ice Punch too. I'm guessing its last move would probably be Earthquake to hit electric type. So I could be wrong, but that's probably the best coverage you have on it. Anyway, so swapping in my Oricorio, going for a little bit of bait. It's going to go take me down to my Focus Sash. Now, I know the Trick Room is ending the next turn too, so now I can go for a fully powered up Acrobatics on the Politoed, doing some solid damage, but it's not enough to take it out, but that's all good. The Trick Room is now gone, and I can take out the Kermit the Frog, and that is down. So finally getting into this battle, taking out the Politoed. I really love Oricorio Bale's Shine. It looks so cool. Anyway, we have the God of Gen 1 coming in, which was Taurus. Now, there actually were a lot of good Gen 1 Pokemon, like Snorlax, Alakazam, Slowbro, there was a Chansey, there was so many. Anyway, so I'm going to go for the Acrobatics, does over half to the Taurus. It actually misses with the Fire Blast. Now I'm going to swap out my Oricorio, and I'm going to go into the Camera Up. Now, this Camera Up was just a pure troll set, right? It had on it We've got Normal Gem, Explosion, Max Health, and Max Attack. We've got Fissure and Yawn. So obviously the Fire Blast is not going to do too much for me. It gets a crit. I've got Anger Point. It's going to give me a boost. Now that's quite ironic considering Taurus can have Anger Point itself. So now I actually went for the Explosion. And we've got the Taurus going for the Hyper Beam. Obviously, this is a throwback to the old gens. You could use Hyper Beam, and if you took out the opponent in Gen 1, you wouldn't have that recharge, so it's very, very strong. So now Camera Up is going to go for the Explosion at +6 with Adamant Nature. And let me just put it this way. Basically, I'm going to take out every single Taurus Ash Ketchum ever owned. So that is down. Man, it seemed like a little bit of a waste with this Explosion, man. I wish I had some other physical moves on it. I could have gone for a +6 visual, guys. Anyway, so that is a down. We are both down, clearing the field. So now we have the Jirachi coming back in, maybe thinking about sending up that scummy Trick Room again. So I'm on 1 health, so I know it's either going to attack me or set up the Trick Room. So I just went for U-turn in case it attacked me, trying to preserve my Orikoru maybe for a little bit later on. So Orikoru is going to go back to me, and I thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to send in my Gardevoir, maybe, if it doesn't go for a Steel type move. So it's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. Now, this Gardevoir, obviously, it's not a shiny black Pokemon, but when it Mega Evolves into Mega Gardevoir, it has that shiny ball dress, but it looks really, really cool. Definitely one of my more favorite Mega Shinies. And I do appreciate some of the designs of the Megas, definitely. So we have this Mega Gardevoir. It's a physical set. Get some cool physical moves. So we've got Zen Headbutt. We've got Frustration with the Pixelate. We've got Fire Punch and Ice Punch. So I went for the Fire Punch. Just wasn't enough to take out the Jirachi due to Gardevoir's like really kind of, terrible base attack and Jirachi's general bulk too. So it's going to U-turn me, and now we have the God of Gen 3 coming in. So I thought, well, this is a pretty good opportunity to go for Frustration. It's going to be super effective against Tyranta. It's kind of whether this is like how bulky this is. Is it a special defensive bulky? Is it, is it defensively bulky? I'm not too sure. So anyway, this stands up, which is a little bit annoying. Now going for Frustration on the Tyranta, taking out in one with a crit. Now I think that one did actually matter, because it was a max health, max defense Tyranta. So that one actually did matter. So, it feels good to get hacked. So it's good. It finally didn't happen against me. But as you guys know, when I get good luck, the bad luck does flow. So now we're going for the Frustration on the big boy again. It's about a 3-hit KO. And now the Snorlax is going to take me out with the Body Slam there. Definitely. So that's my Gardevoir down, but did a nice job clearing the field of that Tyranta. So I've got 2 Pokemon left, and with the opponent having 3. So now I thought this would be a good opportunity to send in the Oricorio. So I've got the fully boosted Acrobatics, but I wanted to be a troll, go for the Mirror Move and go for the Body Slam to see if I could paralyze the Snorlax. That looked amazing using Body Slam against Snorlax, but that was to no avail, and Snorlax is going to take me out with the Acrobatics. And that's my Oricorio down. So I've got 2 Pokemon left now. So the Sandstorm hits the Snorlax for a little bit more damage. Now I can swap in my Diancie. Now Diancie has, obviously it's got the Acrobatics, it's got the Ancient Power, so I thought, well, maybe I had to go for the Ancient Power and get a scummy boost here. That'd be really cool. And it just misses the kill. And now the Snorlax is going to go for the Body Slam on Diancie. Not doing a lot of damage, but it does actually paralyze me. Of course it does. Now I'm going to get paralyzed myself, and the Sandstorm subsides. Oh, come on. So now the old big boy's going to swap out, and we have the Landorus coming in. Now this obviously it's got Intimidate as well, which is going to drop my attack. But guys, I got Clear Body, so I'm safe, even though I've got no physical moves at all. So now going for the Ancient Power on the Lando. It's going to do some massive damage. It's about a 3-hit KO, judging whether that was mid or max damage. And now it's going to be a special Lando going for the Sludge Wave, and that is not going to do anything to me with the Assault Vest. Now going for another Ancient Power, hoping I get a boost and take this thing out, but just missed the kill as well. Now we have the Lando going for the Earth Power, which obviously is going to be super effective. The Assault Vest saved my behind, and I get paralyzed. Oh man, there's nothing I could have done there. So obviously that would have gone down if I did attack, and now it's going to take me out with a Disrespect Fling. It's going to fling an Iron Ball at me. It's kind of ironic how that wasn't super effective, being an Iron Ball. Anyway, so we have the last Pokemon being my Haxorus. Now this is where the battle started to get interesting. So this Haxorus I've used a couple of times. It's the Focus Energy Dual Chop Haxorus holding the Scope Lens. So you get the Focus Energy up and you just crit and crit and crit. It's got Hone Claws as well to boost its attack. So that is down. So the last 2 Pokemon are Jirachi and Snorlax, both of whom I can outspeed with Dual Chop. So this is basically game, people. So I'm going to go for the Dual Chop here, and it misses! Now Jirachi's going to go for a Healing Wish. And if you remember, that Snorlax was on 1 health. So the big boy's going to get all of its health back. I can't believe this is happening. So the Snorlax obviously is going to swap in. Of course, after you use Healing Wish, the swapped in Pokemon is going to get all of its health back and, cure any status. It's sort of like a sacrifice move, but, that was really good because Jirachi was only on a little bit of health. This is where the battle gets interesting. I go for the Guillotine because I'm starting to get a little bit salty and peed off by that Snorlax. Snorlax is going to go for the Body Slam, almost takes me out in one shot, doesn't paralyze me. The big boy gets hit by the Guillotine, and that is game. Man, how close was that battle? Oh, I love using Guillotine. It's such a troll move. So Snorlax goes down, and man, I'd be salty if I got hit by that Guillotine too. All right, let's get into this next battle. Man, that first one was so good. This is a battle against Kath. We had a battle. We just had this one locally, people. Actually, no, we had to go on the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi was actually didn't disconnect as much as local. Just welcome to Australia. Anyway, so we have the Metang Lee. If you guys want to check out Kath's channel, it's Crimson TV. Make sure you go subscribe there. She does a lot of Pokemon videos as well. And, it's just an awesome channel. So, I went for the U-turn on the Metang. Obviously, it's going to be I nearly said, guys, this is what I literally said. Obviously, the Metang is going to be a Metang. Obviously, it's got Everlight. Jeez. And it's going to be very bulky. So, I thought I could go for the Dank Pulse here and the Surf. Since the rain was actually set up, that's going to give me a power boost. So going for that, it kind of does an underwhelming amount of damage, and now Metang is going to be able to go for the Toxic. So my Furfur is poisoned. I'm wondering if this... Usually Metang goes something like Meteor Mash just as some offense as well. So Furfur would be like a nice swap in. So I thought... They do have some other water-type Pokemon on the team, so I thought, let's go for... shit, I nearly knocked off my drink off the table then. So I went for the Dank Pulse on the Healer swapping in. I'm glad I did because this actually does have Dry Skin. So it kind of does underwhelming damage, and Dry Skin is basically going to heal up, half the damage that I did. So I was thinking, this is obviously going to go for Thunderite, or it could go for Surf as well. I decided to stay in, and it's going to go for the Surf on my Furfur, which is going to be powered up by the rain as well. Doing some good damage to Furfur. I just went for Hyper Voice to get as much damage off as possible. So clearly, with the Metang setting up the Rain Dance from the start, this is a Rain team that I'm investing. So Dry Skin getting some more health back from the Healers, and my Furfur is basically on its last legs. There's no way it's going to be able to outspeed this, obviously, and I just have to sack it. There's nothing I can do. So this is a little bit of a dangerous Pokemon. I've got to take it out. So Furfur is down. I still have my Oricorio left. I was thinking I could go for... like an attacking move, but Acrobatics isn't very effective against it. It's not really going to be the best swap in. So I decided to go into my Gardevoir. As I said, this was my physical Gardevoir. So now with the Healer swapping out, and we have the Metang coming back in. So I actually went for the Frustration here. So I was a little bit frustrated after that encounter with Furfur. So we have the Mega Evolution. I went for the Frustration. Now I do have the Fire Punch as well, which is super effective against a Metang. However, obviously a bulky Everlight Metang is going to be able to tank things so well. Right, so hoping I can get the burn on this if it does have Meteor Mash, or it could have set up the rain again, I wasn't too sure. So Fire Punch does absolutely nothing, and now the Metang is going to set up the rain. So Fire Punch is going to do even less damage now, and I'm at a risk getting hit by a Meteor Mash. So this is not a good matchup for my Gardevoir. I really can't touch this Metang at all. So I've got to swap out. I've really got no choice. So now going into Camera Up, I thought this would be my best swap in. I've obviously got Fissure on this too, so this would be a good troll set. So now the Toxic is going to come from the Metang again. So it's got Rain Dance and Toxic. That's the only moves I've really seen from him. I'm guessing it's got Meteor Mash and one other kind of coverage move. So we have the Camera Up, which is Poison. Now I thought I could go for Yawn here to try and cause a swap, and then go for Explosion afterwards, because mainly this is an Explosion set with the Fissure. I need it, guys. I need that Anger Point again. So now we have the Go-Go coming in, which is going to be put to sleep in the next turn by Yawn. Yawn's actually a really handy move. It's great for causing swaps and then setting up. It's actually a very handy move. So now, with the Go-Go doesn't swap, and we have the Go-Go going for the Wardium Z. I think this is coming off Surf. It's a special Go-Go, and there's no way in this wide world Camera Up is going to be able to live this one. No way. Even a Surf would have, taken out. As you know, I don't have Solar Rock either. I've got Anger Point Explosion, and that is enough to easily... I think that would take Camera Up down about 50,000 times. So Camera Up is obviously going to go down to that one, and I didn't get my Explosion off, which was unfortunate. So things are not looking good at the moment. I've got two of my Pokemon down, and, I can't really do too much. My only saving grace at the moment is Go-Go is asleep. So I thought, well, old Hackers might be able to, set up on this. So swapping that in, I can go for the focus energy on the swap, or in case the Go-Goat stays in. Usually a lot of time when the opponent is put to sleep, they'll swap out. That's more competitive. So now we have the Metang coming in. I was like, oh no, I've only got Dual Chop as the attacking move on this. So I've got focus energy, Dual Chop, Guillotine, and Hone Claws. I can't really do too much with this set at all, except to go for the Dual Chop. So I was like, oh, this may not even take it out. Look at that damage, even with the crit. I needed another Hone Claws to take it out. So now Metang's going to be able to get the freaking rain off again and get the whole team started with the Swift Swim and the boosting power moves. Oh, man. So now I can go for the Dual Chop and take out the Metang this turn finally, so it can stop setting up damn rain. Obviously, there was a couple of Pokemon on this team that just purely set up the rain. So if I could get rid of them, that would stop the rain dance being set up and, the other Pokemon getting powered up. So finally, Metang goes down after about 69 turns, and my Haxorus is in the clear. So now we have the Beartic coming in. I really couldn't swap anything into this Pokemon. It's got Swift Swim as well. I just didn't have much to swap into it. I thought it gets water-type moves, it gets ice-type moves. Like, what am I going to do to swap in? I've got to take the hint, which is the Icicle Crash, and there's no way I'm going to be able to live that one. So Haxorus is down, unfortunately. So I've got the Gardevoir left, I've got the Diancie. Diancie was really the next thing to swap in here. So if you look at the battle here, I'm actually 3-5 down, so it's not looking too hot. So now we've got the Slowbro coming in. Beartic's going to swap out, which is interesting. And I'm going to go for Ancient Power to try and get a boost on the Slowbro. So Slowbro takes a lot of damage from that. I was really actually pleased by that. So it's definitely a more defensive Slowbro. So I was thinking I could go for another Ancient Power, or I could go for a Moonblast, because I know this Slowbro is probably going to have like Scald or something, which is going to be powered up in the rain. So Moonblast does a lot of damage. The next one will actually take it out, or another Ancient Power. Scald does some good damage. However, I have got the Assault Vest, which really actually, that really made a massive difference there for me living quite well and really bad. So the rain is going to go, which is good. And now I can go for the Ancient Power, which is going to be enough to take out the Slowbro. So that's good. I'm starting to actually get back into the game there. Sort of the Diancie was a turning point in this game, and getting rid of that Slowbro, the rain disappearing from the field. So now we've got Healowis coming. So obviously I've got Assault Vest, so I was thinking, well, if it does have Surf, I know that I can probably just take this and go for the Earth Power to take it out. So Healowis is going to hit me with the Surf. Since there's no rain on the field, I'm able to take that one and go for the Earth Power, and that's going to be enough to take out the Healowis. So really climbing back into this game now. We've got both have 3 Pokemon KO'd on each side of the field. So Diancie is on its last legs, and we have Go-Goat, which is asleep. So I was thinking, well, I might be able to get a Moonblast off, maybe, if it doesn't wake up, and Go-Goat is going to be fast asleep. So that was really good. I can go for Moonblast and do some damage to it. Obviously, Go-Goat is really, really bulky. I'm guessing this one was definitely running max health, judging on the damage I did to it. So I get a special attack drop, which is really nice. I've got the Assault Vest, so I was like, if I could get another special attack drop, I might barely live like a grass move or a water type move from Go-Goat. So going for another Moonblast on the Go-Goat is obviously it's a 3-hit KO. Go-Goat is actually going to stay asleep for those whole time, man. I was very lucky the Go-Goat did stay asleep. I'd say it still would have been enough to take me out with even with the Assault Vest and the -1. So Go-Goat goes down to the Ancient Power. I don't get a boost, but I'm happy to get around that. So now we've got the Beartic left and one other, which is the Armaldo. So I know Armaldo obviously is a Swift Swim user too. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to outspeed this. It's going to go for the Liquidation. Now, this was actually a game-changing move here. Since the Armaldo used Liquidation, I thought, I might be able to send in my Oricori here and go for the Liquidation mirror move myself. That'd be... I really don't have a lot to hit this Pokemon with, but that would be really good because I'm running a physical set right. So going for the mirror move, thank goodness the Armaldo stays in, and now Oricori is going to go for the Liquidation, Packer exposed, and that's going to do some really good damage to Armaldo. Look how much that did. Now Armaldo is going to go for the Stone Edge there, which is definitely going to take me down to my Focus Sash. Now I can go, crit mattered, and now I can go for the Acrobatics at full power. The Armaldo has taken more life orb damage, and it's actually put it in range to take it out. So that worked out amazingly well. Taking out the Armaldo. I was a little bit worried it could have Aqua Jet, but after I seen Liquidation, I was like, nah, it won't carry 2 water type moves. So now we have the last Pokemon being the Beartic. There's nothing I can do to this thing except go for the Steel Wing, and it hits, which is nice. That's not enough to take it out. It does around half damage to the Beartic, and now it's going to go for the Icicle Crash. Now, I wasn't sure if this was choice or anything like that, but Oricori is definitely going to go down to that. So, what else? Last Pokemon I had was my Gardevoir with Frustration. I knew that I'd be able to outspeed that and go for that, obviously with the Pixelate, and that would be like more than enough damage to actually take out the Beartic. I actually misclicked and went for the fire punch, hoping to go for that. That'd be nice to get a burn, and I get a critical hit. We did the damage calc later on, and that actually mattered. So, good game. I hope you guys enjoyed both these battles. Enjoy those bloopers.